Hey everybody, I got a comment on the circle of fifths. Somebody was confused. So let me try this again. If you want to figure out all the sharps and flats in the key that you're in, there's a pattern. We all know this box scale. Like if you go, so that's off G. That's a 1 chord, a 4 chord, a 5 chord. Where that comes from is in the G major scale. G1 is the first note, A is the second note, B is the third, C is a 4, and D is a 5. Hence a 1 and 5, the fifth degree of the scale. But if you figure out G, A, B, C, D, and you count up 5, and then you go D, E, F, G, A, you're counting up in fives to find every chord or scale tone in that key. But if you follow this simple pattern to figure out what the sharps and flats are, it kind of looks like a box scale, but you're playing chords. So this note here, the D, is the fifth degree of the scale. You play D, D, E, F, G, A. But if you look, I moved up a whole step or 2 frets. Low E, A string, which is the fifth, back to the low E, back to the fifth, back to the low E, back to the fifth string, back to the low E. So you do that all the way up, and in that key that you start on, which we started in G, that's going to give you all the chords that go in that key. And it's going to automatically, because you're doing the 2 frets, you follow that pattern in any key you want to start in. So if I choose to play F as my key, obviously I can't play my first finger. It would be open. Let's pretend my finger's on, there's a fret down here, which would be here. And if you see, that's the 12th fret. That's F major. Now I play that same pattern with the chords all the way up. Back to F. So it'll give you every single note in that key without knowing the sharps or flats, because you're following a pattern, a chord pattern, which are the scale tones, and it'll show you which ones are sharps and flats as you play this pattern. So it's basically 2 frets up from the major note that you're going to start on. So again, if I was starting on A major, which is the fifth, A, B, that's a C sharp, D, E, A major, E, B. See, now there's an F in there. And so on, all the way up. That's going to give you all the chords in the scale notes, which ones are sharps and flats that way. You know, or you can figure out, use the major scale. C major. G, A, B, C. C. So I take this as my root note. So the scales I've been showing you all transpose to that key. C major. Same fingerings, just in different positions that are relative to that chord. So I hope that explains the circle of fifths a little bit better. But the circle of fifths is a great way to actually write tunes with. Like again, I was saying G major to the E is only 4 up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 frets. So I'm playing chord progressions in fives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can use the major scale to figure them all out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's that easy. The major scale follows the chord, and you figure out the fifth based off of the scale. It's off of the chords. That's how you can find the 5, which is a little bit easier that way. I hope that explains it. All right? So this is just a quick follow-up for the comment. All right. Please like, subscribe, and share. And again, don't forget to learn some of the inversions. So instead of playing here, a G. That's what happens when you take it right off the wall. And I'm going to show you something else. I don't know if you could see that. Do you see those little dots in between my tuners here? Let me see if I could show you. You see that extra metal up on the headstock? That's some kind of, I forgot what they call it, something tree. But it's used for Gibsons because Gibsons go out of tune a lot. And once you tune, it stays in tune really well. But again, problem with these is they hang on the wall and the AC hits them, so they go out of tune. So anyway, so like I was saying, instead of playing the bar chord part in G major, maybe take this G this way, or this way, or this way, and create different chord inversions, different kinds of chords using the same chord. So if I'm going, so I got or that's a lot different sounding than it's the same kind of chord. It's a G, a D, a A, and an E, just they're played differently to create a different kind of sound. So don't forget to go over some of those chords, and that's why it's important. Scales are important to learn those different chords, and once you learn the scale, you can figure out a chord off a D. Again, I don't have to play D here either. I can play it here. I could go. There's many ways to skin a cat. All right, I hope that fixes the understanding. The fifth is based off a major scale, finding all the fives off of every scale. So again, if I play G sharp and I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, my fifth is a D sharp. In that pattern, every 2 frets up, alternating between the low E and the fifth string is how you're going to find all the chords in the scale notes. All right? So, please like and subscribe and share. All right, peace out.